Hey there again, YouTube. I wanted to talk about the Justice League trailer, which finally dropped. This is the official trailer, not Comic-Con footage, not little, teasers. This is the actual first official trailer. Although I'm still very grateful they gave us all the footage they've given us so far, which has been a lot, including behind-the-scenes stuff, which is pretty neat. I'm pretty late with this, I will definitely admit, but I've been busy working on my books, but I will definitely update on that in a separate video. In any case, my thoughts on the trailer. I thought it was fantastic. It has to be really hyped up for the movie, and it looks freaking great. Again, carrying that great tone from the Comic Con footage, or well, you could call it the very first teaser they released. It looks really great. Really showed off more of. I think one of the highlights of it was, everybody had really awesome looking moments in the trailer, but I think Aquaman may have stood up maybe the most. But that's the good thing about this trailer is very balanced. Everyone got a little moment to shine. One woman Batman, one woman kicking some guys around. Her little spinning kick is awesome. Batman gets plenty of moments, including one-liners and action moments. We see the Flash, who looks very impressive. I must admit, I like the suit. The speed looks insane. Look like he's no, I haven't watched the Flash show too much, honestly, the one from CW, but I watched a few episodes and I watched a lot of the not spin-off ones, the little crossovers with the Arrow, and I like that Flash, but this one does look a bit faster. I mean, this guy looks like he's moving, everything around him just is moving still, basically. My analysis of the trailer, I know a lot of people have been comparing this to dark trailers of Batman vs Superman. And I want to say a few things about that because, oh God, I'm tired of hearing that old argument. Firstly, if you want to do that whole schmuck, you got to actually, at least be paying attention. And that is the fact that every trailer campaign does this. The first trailer is always really, really dark looking. And then after that comes the fun looking ones where the movie looks a little more, you know, less gritty. And that goes for a lot of movies, but especially so for the DC campaigns. You can see that the Suicide Squad trailer, the first one had very little dialogue. I think the only dialogue you really heard was maybe Joker at the very end, Amanda Waller, and Harley Quinn, of course, had the most lines. And then later on, you got the ones with Bohemian Rhapsody. But at first, it was just pure, you know, really dark, very little sound. And then Batman followed the sound, the same thing, just a whole lot of build up. But then near the end of the trailer campaign, when the movie was like days away from coming out, you had some of the quote unquote funner ones, where they had the little rock music playing in the background, and then it ends on that little scene of Superman throwing the punch and Batman catching it, but it wasn't done in the same super dark manner as the very first ones. All that being said, though, I enjoyed all those trailers. I think DC, one thing you could play with DC all you want. One thing they do without really messing up, at least in my opinion, are the trailers are really badass. And then they learn from their mistakes, of course. Some would say showing Doomsday was kind of a mistake, which, yeah, I suppose, yes, it kind of was, because you didn't have to show them. Although, of course, it didn't really affect my opinion on the movie at all. I still enjoyed it very much. It's like I said, everybody probably knows, but that was one of my favorite movies since 2016. But they seem to have learned their lesson with Justice League, because it showed, technically speaking, very little of the bad guys, except for basically long distance shots. The wide shots you see, these big epic battles going on. You see, you don't even get that good of a detail of parademons, but you can tell that's obviously what they're fighting. But no Steppenwolf or anything like that. Definitely no Darkseid. Not even any Superman yet, which is very interesting because I was kind of hoping, even though it'd be very spoiler, I was kind of hoping we'd see a little mini teaser for him, but it is probably better to just wait it out. But November is so far away. That being said, the tone of this trailer is definitely lighter than any Batman vs Superman trailer, at least as a whole. And to me, a lot of people, I hate that argument to DC is trying to become like Marvel. That's not true at all. The whole point of this whole thing has been building up to building this universe, and these movies have different tones. Man of Steel was literally about the birth of basically Earth's first recognized hero, because as you can see in Batman vs Superman, Batman is still more of an urban myth half the time, and people like Superman did not really know about him, and that carries over to Justice League as well. We saw that in the Comic-Con footage where Cyborg said, "I didn't think you were real," and Batman says, of course, says, "I'm only real when it's necessary," or something akin to that. So Superman is Earth's first widely recognized hero because he's not the very first hero on Earth. As we know, Wonder Woman and Batman have already been around long before he has, but he's the first one to be out in the public and everybody is aware of his existence. So that was really, well, among many things. Man of Steel is about a lot of things. Great freaking movie. It has a lot going on in it, both on the surface and many of layers beneath. But that is one of the main core things about it, is about the birth of that thing I just mentioned. Now, Batman vs Superman, once again, has also many things going on in it. Many things. It takes a long time to sit through it all and organize your thoughts about it. It's really a fantastic film because of that. But that film, one of the main things about it was what people do when they feel powerless, and that was the whole motive behind Bruce Wayne's ambitions to defeat Superman. The whole thing with saying Superman's a threat is only the surface level excuse he's giving himself and others why he's doing this. But the real reason why he's doing it, as becomes very clear in their fight through the dialogue he's saying, if you notice, has nothing to do with him being a threat. It's about power and about making Superman feel fear. That's what he wants. He wants to feel powerful again after, I'm guessing, decades of getting beaten down on by losing, friendships and partners in death, and being betrayed, as awfully betrayed in dialogue as well. Batman's been through a lot, and Superman is like the ultimate, of course, the final challenger. I mean, if he can do it, and if he should fail, that's it. But basically, he wants to feel powerful again, and that was also a big motivator with Lex Luthor. That was his whole thing, was to make God kneel, which he did. And then, of course, to a lower extent, a lot of other things like the government themselves and the media, all of them want to feel power and control the world in their own little ways. That was the whole theme of that movie. And of course, that's a very dark context because people will do a lot to maintain their grip of power and dominance, as we saw through Batman, Lex Luthor, and even the government launched a nuke at Superman. That was the theme of that movie. It's a very dark theme, very complicated theme. But of course, by the end of Batman vs Superman, we're already shifting away from that. With Superman's death, even though it is very sad and definitely has a very martyrdom aspect to it, the whole point of it was saying that mankind needs to do better. They need to unite, as Bruce Wayne said, in gathering the Justice League, basically. And that was already a very optimistic, people say a very dark movie, had a very optimistic ending. And of course, the very last shot shows that Superman is not dead. So carrying that, obviously the tone is carrying over into Justice League, so it's not all of a sudden we're going to be like Marvel type thing people have been saying, for Christ's sake. No, this was the natural evolution that the series was going to take. And even this trailer right here shows us, though, there is going to be still a lot of conflict in this movie itself. As we could see, they showed a little snippet of it's like the Flash with his father. That's obviously going to be an interesting aspect. We're what's going on there. Now, back to the trailer itself, besides just the overall tone of it, I think it looks great. Everyone gets their moment to shine, like I was saying before. Batman has a new Batwing. It looks a lot bigger than before. It looks a lot bigger and a lot more heavy duty. And he has a new Batmobile. Of course, those things Batman just cannot do without. And I want to say an earlier theory I was thinking of, where Batman's saying we need to gather them because the threat's on its way, and then Wonder Woman says they're already here. And then if you notice near the end, you see some really big battle forming up. And I'm going to go out on a limb and say that maybe that's the Amazonians finally coming in, or maybe even the Atlanteans. I'm not sure, but I want to guess that maybe the Darkseid's forces will step on most forces more precisely. Maybe they go to the Pacifica first, which is why Wonder Woman say they're already here. So maybe Batman. I mean, once again, you can kind of put the plot together, kind of, at least the first little bits and pieces from the two different Comic-Con footage in this first trailer. In the first trailer, we see that clearly Aquaman is aggressive towards Batman, trying to recruit him. And then we see that he says no or something to that extent. But maybe after, you know, Steppenwolf attacks either Atlantis or Anthro. I'm betting more on Anthro first. Maybe then that really motivates Aquaman to join in because Flash looks a lot more optimistic about it and just wants to, like I said, he needs friends. So I'm guessing that's definitely going to happen. A few other awesome moments in this. Well, a lot of freaking other character introductions which looked fantastic, namely Mira, played by Amber Heard, I believe, or something like that. Well, first off, this got out of the way was very hot. I was whoa, but I just want to see what their version of Atlantis is going to look like. Should be interesting. And also, we got a little view of J.K. Simmons as Jim Gordon, leading to one of the funniest lines in the trailer. The whole bat suit, I can dig it. Which obviously is, Aquaman's little comeback line to the whole top of fish jab that was in the Comic Con footage. So that was great. And unfortunately, I hear J.K. Simmons has a pretty small role in this, which I mean I understand with all the shit that's going to be going on between Superman coming back, Thessimica, freaking Atlantis, and obviously Cyborg, who they keep saying that Cyborg is the hardest story, which I'm guessing obviously it might get a little intense when Steppenwolf realizes Cyborg himself is made of a mother box. They probably go after him directly, which is probably going to be one of the main driving points of them together to protect Cyborg, I'm guessing. But of course, I'm pretty sure J.K. Simmons in Batman solo movie, which is very much happening. I'm guessing we will see a lot more J.K. Simmons in that. Obviously, Batman, I'm assuming would be a prequel to all of this. Even Man of Steel, where Batman, like in his youth, more or less, fighting crime. Maybe he'll just run down, but that's too much speculation for right now. All that being said, I think all the characters look fantastic. I too was a little skeptical at first of Cyborg because it looked a little skinny in certain shots, but I really don't see him in action on move. He looks fantastic. He looks fantastic. I think Cyborg looks great. Aquaman looks really. I like the armor. It's cool. It's really cool. Like I said, Flash looks great. Batman's new suit looks great. Wonder Woman, I think, both have the same outfit as last time, but it's Gal Gadot and she's hot and she looks great in the movie. I'm hoping. Well, of course, I'm getting every character we see in Wonder Woman. As far as Amazonians go, will probably end up showing Justice League. So that's going to be fun to see them all again. And you get to Wonder Woman already. And one of the last things I want to talk about was the choice of music. Nothing people have been criticizing. I think the music is actually pretty cool because you get a chance to explore different tones with the trailers. Man of Steel was definitely more about those trailers. You remember first watching, they had the epic little choirs going on. I think you even some Lord of the Rings or a soundtrack in there. That's about setting up the comeback of a very, very revered character. And of course, it was the birth of something very, very new because for the first time since ever, they weren't going to go off the Christopher Reeve, scope. All they definitely did pay, homage to him in those movies. It wasn't like Bryan Singer, where it'd be just basically almost like a tribute film. It was going to be something very new on its own, and they definitely tried to portray that in a trailer. And of course, by giving Superman a new suit that resembled more of his latest look in the comics. Batman Superman, of course, followed on, needed to answer some of the darker aspects of Man of Steel, and it did that through its own trailers. And now we have a different tone, and exploring different tones, different music is pretty interesting. I like the song. I mean, the song has also been on my head ever since seeing it. I think it fit pretty damn well. And since we have no idea what Aquaman or Cyborg or the Flash themes are going to sound like, because I know it's Junkie XL doing the score. He's a great composer. Now, Wonder Woman, that was of course very easy. You could just shove Wonder Woman's score in there, her awesome theme, and there you go. But you can't just shove 6 different scores, for 5 different characters into one trailer. That wouldn't really fit. So it's a song is to me a simple choice, but very effective. Because as we've seen from Superman, all the characters' themes are very different, as it should be. Superman's a very heroic, brooding theme. I mean, a heroic theme. Batman has a dark, very loud theme. You can just feel the vengeance and the anger. And the Woman, of course, is the fierce warrior and kind of has that really nice fantasy vibe to it, very different. And to hear all those in one trailer really wouldn't work for me, so I'm glad the route they did with the music. I think it's great. I can't wait to hear more about this movie. I'm assuming, well, of course, as this whole thing goes, that's why I usually stop doing trailer coverage after a while, because of course we all know there's probably a trailer number 2, a trailer number 3, and there'll be dozens, if not hundreds, of TV spots. Too many worth analyzing. To wait till the movie just comes out in November. I mean, it's already about to be April by the end of this week, so we have about 7 months roughly before it comes out. Also, I gotta say, I like what they did there. Anybody who knows, the original Justice League cartoon came out in November, and lo and behold, the movie comes out in November as well. That's pretty neat, and I'm looking forward to seeing any. We already see there was already little nods to Batman the animated series, let alone just in Batman vs Superman with the whole, Phantasm reference. So I'm wondering. We already know there's gonna be a few, but I'm wondering how many references are gonna be to Justice League cartoon in the movie itself. I'm guessing there'll probably be a few at the very least. And I wonder if Cyborg will make any Teen Titan allusions in any kind of way. And of course, one of the biggest questions of all time, something so small but so big, will he say the famous "Booyah"? That is like the moment everyone's gonna be holding their breath for. Anybody who knows the Cyborg character very well. So yeah, that's all I have to say about that. I think it was a fantastic trailer. I'm looking forward to seeing a whole lot more. November cannot come soon enough.